Hello everyone! Welcome to Witches Be Trippin' episode 2. So this week Liz is actually on her jollies, so it's just going to be me here today sharing a little bit about what's been coming up for me this week in business, and just a space for you guys really to, if you're here live with me, feel free to drop in a little comment or a little question. Let's just see what comes up. So this week's theme, or this week's kind of insight, is all about vulnerability in business. And actually I've come online today slightly later than expected. I was supposed to come on at 2:22 and I think it's like 2:24 or something like that now. So that's my vulnerability. I'm not always great at keeping on time. I've literally just walked in the door, so I was running a little bit late today. So my apologies for those of you who were here on time, because normally I do hope that's something that I'm growing is better timekeeping. But this is real life. This is witches in business, and who I am as a person is, I just want to be honest and authentic with you. These live streams aren't kind of pre-planned. It's just what's kind of coming up in the moment. This morning I've actually had a really strange day. Lots of angelic energy this morning. When I was out, I kept finding angel feathers on my path, and there's a little picture I took earlier. There was just a little sign. I've walked past it a couple of times and I just noticed it on the floor, and it says, "We are always with you." And today really stood out to me, and that was something that felt like a perfect message, because I was kind of feeling a bit frazzled this morning, just to be kind of open and honest with you guys. Yeah, it's been a weird week, and ever since the full moon last week, there's been a lot of kind of heightened energy. And for those of you who are running businesses and like holistic healers, I do a lot of energy work with people. I do a lot of space holding. That's kind of part of my purpose, and part of my business is as a space holder. And this weekend I was involved in the Imbolc Festival at Airy Fairy, and I embodied Bridie, the spring maiden energy. It was really emotional. And there's a few things over the weekend, a few kind of situations that I found myself in where I really did feel that sense of emotion coming up, and feeling quite open and feeling quite vulnerable. And I thought about this and how this kind of relates to business, because as me and Liz shared a little bit last week, our witchy businesses are just extensions of us. This is just us being us, and how we share that and package that up may change over time. As you guys know in your businesses, what you may offer will grow and develop as you do. And vulnerability was a big theme that seems to be coming up, and I thought about how when it comes to like sharing your messages or sharing your artwork, we can get those feelings of being vulnerable and open, especially when we're creating something. Every time we release that piece of art out into the world, or, a piece of writing, or every time we do a session with someone, we're giving a bit of ourselves with that, and that can bring up a lot of emotions. That can feel, quite scary sometimes. And I know, for me, especially when I was first starting out in my business, I used to get terrified before coming online and doing a live stream, or before running a session or running a group. I'd get those feelings of like nervous energy. It was a feeling of vulnerability. So what I wanted to share a little bit about this week is when I've been kind of journaling on this and considering this, and I know me and Liz have also spoken about this before, is how this can actually be really powerful and something to use going forward in our businesses. Because actually, when we're sharing from the heart, when we're showing up as who we are, rather than kind of putting on a mask and trying to be perfect, that's where we're going to attract not only our perfect clients, our heart-based, soul-connected clients, but also we're able to then be more of ourselves in our businesses. It makes it easier on a day-to-day basis, because it's not about showing up when we're perfect. I'm here in my gym gear from this morning, my hair's a bit frazzled. I've literally just walked in the door and come online with you guys, just sharing sharing my journey, if it had been all about perfect lighting, or, I think some of those things can sometimes keep us stuck. And this is really what I wanted to talk a little bit about today was, it's feeling those feelings. It's perfectly natural when we're creating something, we're offering something up, to have feelings of fear or feelings of, insecurity. But actually, in releasing that, in sharing that, we're being our true selves, and we're doing it for us first and foremost. Everything that we create, it's about creating it because it wants to come through us. It's not something that, we're just kind of putting out there and we're waiting for a response. If we're always waiting for a response from other people, even the people that, perhaps we're selling to, if it was just about making money, then perhaps, business could be about, creating or crafting something that feels, what is it that the people want? Give them what they want. It's not about that. Doing witchy business, when I think about how I wanted to share what was coming through me, I wanted to offer what I had inside of me in its authenticity without having to change it. I didn't want that kind of I think we spoke a little bit about this last week as well, that kind of manipulative, almost like, crafted energy. It's about letting it come through as it comes through, and then sharing that, building around that, speaking to other people. Yes, find out, if you're offering a service, grow and develop that service, listen to what, your clients, the feedback, and what they're wanting from you, but only go towards it, only do that if that feels right to you. This is ultimately your business, your way. So if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel connected, if it doesn't light you up inside, that's not going to be useful in your business long term. Because if you think about it this way, if you were having to show up every day and do something that didn't feel right, or doing business in a way that felt draining on your energy, or that felt kind of restrictive, or that you couldn't be yourself in that space, then what you're going to create from that isn't going to be the best work that you can offer. Actually, there is a power in that vulnerability and that rawness that people want. That is the pure magic. That is the real stuff that wants to come through you, because that's where your gifts lie. They lie in you being you, and being yourself in your business and sharing from that place. So this is slightly different to, some of the business stuff that I've learned in the past, was kind of like looking from the outside in. So it would be like, look for your target audience, think about your niche, think about, these different elements, and that's fine. Like I said, if it's about making money, and you're wanting to reach loads and loads of people and make something that's very generic, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This isn't a judgment here. It's just that creating something, connecting from your soul, sharing from inside of you, when you do that, that's going to attract to you the people that are going to be connected to you, connected to what you're creating. They're fully going to appreciate the value that you're offering because it's true. It's coming from that place of truth. And again, this vulnerability, this kind of feeling of fear is something that a lot of people speak about. Well, how do we get past that? How do we move from that place anyway? And kind of on my own journey, a lot of it was kind of learning as I go, learning to embrace that fear, embrace that vulnerability, to share those posts and those messages, for me, or showing up to my events, going and speaking honestly and openly about what was coming up for me. Not trying to mask it or hide it or change it in any way, but just letting it be as it is. This is about kind of self-acceptance, self-trust, and coming from that open space. It's not about closing ourselves off or boxing ourselves in. This is more of an expansion, and actually just takes that pressure off. The more we just allow ourselves to be who we are, to show up as we are, the easier it then becomes, to do that. I can come online now and just speak to you. It's just like having a conversation, really, rather than, having to show up in a certain way, make sure everything's perfect and in order, because it won't always be. If we think about life isn't always exactly as we want it. In fact, this morning, my kind of plans for the day, they kind of went a bit skew with, things kind of came up that I had to deal with, and that's okay. This is the message really that's coming through this week, is it's okay. And actually in doing that, you might be able to find inspiration or gifts that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to access, because actually the space of, you know, creativity, the space of flow is something that comes from inside of us. You know, it's something very natural and authentic about that, rather than kind of crafting or constructing yourself, putting it in a box. So, you know, you the way that you run your businesses, you know, maybe have a sit down and consider, are you running it? Are you showing up in your business the way that feels right for you? Or are you still trying to follow the rules? You know, maybe you've been told, I know certainly on my own journey, I did lots of kind of entrepreneurial training and start-up business training, and there's some great stuff in there, you know, that it's fantastic. It's not dismissing that stuff, but it's checking in with ourselves and being like, actually, does this way of doing business, does this sit right with me? Liz actually shared a post about her current offering, the Shine SOS course, which is launching. I think it's launching at the next moon. I'll let Liz, will probably put her posting, because I know she'll be watching this afterwards. But yeah, when she was sharing about that, she mentioned actually very similar energy about, you know, thinking that it had to be a certain way, and thinking that, you know, she'd been told, you know, you've got to value yourself, you've got to raise your prices, you've got to do this. But actually what felt right for her was actually to offer this out to more people, to reduce the price, to keep it very accessible. So she was kind of going against some of that stuff and being like, actually, I'm going to do it in the way that feels best for me. And then again, this is what's coming through. This is her sharing her vulnerability, her honesty. This is what she wants to do. And it's not about, you know, listening to other people and other people's ways of doing things, because ultimately there's great advice that we can get out there, but it can be really overwhelming. There's lots of different ways of approaching this, and this is about finding your own. You know, me and Liz want Witchy Business to be a space where you can really explore what business is to you. How do you want to create your day? Are you making time to do your art? Are you offering that to your clients and customers in a way that feels opening, feels heart-centered? Or are you trying to tick the boxes? Are you trying so hard to try and find your ideal client? If you think about this, like a very reaching energy rather than an offering space. You know, for me, I like to think that I show up online, I show up as who I am, I'm myself, and that attracts to me. You know, I think about clients that I've come across in the past. They've never found me through traditional methods. You know, I don't even have a website, guys. I just have a Facebook page. I just have spaces online where I show up and I share my message, and sometimes it's raw and real, and it's not as kind of like happy, and sometimes it's just me venting, really. You know, it's just letting out what's inside of me. And actually that truth and that authenticity is what connects us, you know, because people feel that. They think, oh gosh, yeah, I know that frustration of wanting or doing something or putting something out there and then getting kind of set back a little bit, or feeling like, oh, no one's listening to me, or, you know, why, what's going on here? You know, it's truth and it's real, and that connection, that open space with another person, just having someone understand you. Because I'll tell you something now, and this is something that has been building and building and building. Your ideal client or your ideal customer that you're serving, they will find you, they will meet you when you share openly who you are as a person. They will find you because they will get that feeling of, oh my gosh, this person understands me, or this person knows, because they're in that same place. It's that feeling of connection, a feeling of understanding. And that's so important to us. We think about how, you know, how we go out and find, perhaps it's a coach. You know, for me, I connected with Liz years and years and years ago now. And it was literally like we spoke to each other, we met each other, and it was like, this person, I want to be around this person. I know that this person gets me. They get me inside. And it's the same with business. You know, it is an energetic attraction ultimately. You know, if you think about the things that you're drawn to those things for a reason, because there's something inside of you that resonates with that. And this is how, this is how your vulnerability, your open, your authenticity, your honesty is going to help to bring your clients to you and help you to meet those ideal clients, not the ones who are kind of attracted to the mask or the package. You know, they're attracted to who you are inside. And ultimately being who you are in your business and allowing yourself to be fully expressed as you and allow that to flow through into your business is ultimately going to help more people, reach more people, and help you build a business that works for you, you know, that feels like an extension of your life and who you want to be as well. So I wanted to, before I kind of ramble on anymore, I do have a few little questions that you can journal on maybe, or just consider over this next week. So first of all, how do you want to show up in your business? What is it that you want to do each day? What feels good to you? How do you want to, attract your clients? What is it that you are sharing from inside of you that can meet another person? How can you offer more of yourself in your business? And also notice those feelings of vulnerability. Perhaps you're going to write a post, or perhaps you're creating something and something comes up that kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should share this. Sit with that feeling for a little while. Ask it, maybe consider and ask it some questions. What is this? What is this feeling that's coming up for me? What is it showing me? What is it wanting me to know? Because actually those feelings of fear, those feelings of vulnerability, they are happening inside your ideal client as well. And if you can consider and you can find what's coming up for you, you can sit with that and understand that a little bit deeper, you're going to be able to understand the needs of your clients a little bit deeper as well. So those are just a couple of little things that you could be considering this week. And also, challenge yourself maybe to come online and do a live stream if that feels good to you, or maybe to offer that thing that you've had ready. Maybe you've been kind of waiting to launch it or waiting to share that with others. Maybe reach out to people, maybe offer that to someone that you've been thinking of sharing that with. Challenge yourself a little bit this week, because it's when we step out of our comfort zone a little bit that it gets easier. Sometimes it is just taking those baby steps, and also just honor those feelings within yourself. We're human and we are sharing part of us, and it is scary, just like how this extends in all of our lives when we meet new people. Just allow yourself to be yourself and allow yourself to feel those feelings, because what they're doing is they're showing you that you're growing and you're challenging yourself. And that's a fantastic energy to offer into the world as well. So, guys, before I move on, I'm just going to get my card deck. Because I did want to keep this one short and sweet, obviously because Liz is not here with us this week. But we always like to finish these streams with a little message, so a little card message. So I will be doing over on my Live the Magic page this evening. I normally do an angel card live weekly energetic reading, so a full angel card reading this evening at 6:30. So those of you who follow me on there, that's going to be happening tonight. But this is one for witchy business. This is a message for all of us, and I'm actually using the Gabby Bernstein Universe Has Your Back cards, because these are lovely ones to work with. Okay guys, so I'm just going to draw one for us. Let's see what comes up. I am the dreamer of my dream. I am the dreamer of my dreams. So that's a lovely affirmation. And again, this is remembering that we're creators. Ultimately, all of us, whatever business you have, whether you bake cupcakes, or whether you're a healer or a coach or a space holder, whatever it is, ultimately we're creators. We create from inside of us, and we extend that energy out into the world. So remembering that everything that goes on inside, we can shift, we can change, we can work with, because we are extensions of source energy. You know, we are extensions of the universe. We are the dreamers of the dream. And thinking about your kind of vision for your business, your vision for your life, we create that inside of us. You know, we are the ones who are, you know, working with that vision. It's keeping that big vision in mind. And this starts with how we take care of ourselves. You know, how are you honouring yourself in business? How are you honouring the big vision? Are you keeping focused on that? You know, because sometimes we can kind of get caught up. I know this is what we shared last week. We can get caught up in those little kind of details of, you know, is my website ready? Is this little finite detail? Is this, you know, is this sorted or fixed before we kind of step into that place? But actually it's remembering that we are creating all this. We are visionaries. We are creators. And it starts within. It starts by connecting inside. What is it that's coming up for me? What is it that I need to express today or create today? What feels like the next best step? And keeping in mind that big vision as we go as well. Because ultimately, you know, in business and in life, by taking the steps towards what feels best for us, by stepping from that place of flow, so taking a bit of time to connect inside of you to find out what is going on, what is it that I'm wanting to put out there in the world, how am I wanting to show up in my business, stepping from that place and looking at where is it that I'm wanting to go, how would I be acting if I was already there, considering how, you know, we can bring that vision into our reality now, because ultimately it all starts in the present moment. So start by taking a little bit of action towards what feels good, what feels best for you. I call it alignment or flow, or just that place of kind of connection inside of you. Because in doing that and sharing from that place, you're going to meet the people who are going to benefit from your work, who are going to see the value in the services that you're offering. And ultimately, it means that you are living in alignment with who you are in your business. And that's the best feeling ever, because ultimately, you know, guys, that's why we started. I know, you know, being an entrepreneur or being, you know, a witch in business, we did it for a purpose. You know, it's remembering why we began. Sometimes it's just taking a step back and thinking, you know, I did this because, you know, for me, I created Live the Magic because I wanted to share my own journey. I wanted to share that with other people, share the stuff that I was learning that was impacting on my life, you know, and sharing from my heart, and create a business that felt really heart-centered, a business where I could impact people and help people and support people. You know, and that's another question that maybe you could consider as well is, you know, are you in alignment with your big vision? Are you in alignment with your why, you know, your reason for starting? Or are you getting kind of caught up in the day-to-day tasks? Because when we connect back to that vision, we connect back to why we started, everything else will become easier. Everything else will start to fall into place. And allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to be human on this journey, to make mistakes perhaps, you know, to sometimes come online a couple of minutes later, as I did today, than you would normally. That's okay, because we are human. And actually just take that pressure off yourself. Not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be you know, all in order for you to begin. You can begin right now exactly as you are, exactly with what you have to offer now. You are ready. And, you know, that's why you're here. You know, me and Liz set the intention that everyone who found us on this page, everyone who was drawn to us and came to this space would receive that support, would find that inside of them, because they are ready. You are supposed to be here right now. We 100% believe that. And in finding this community and connecting with the sisters who are going to be in this space with us, you know, we're going to grow together and we're going to be able to share this stuff. And it is about being real. It's not about having to be perfect or having to follow the rules at all, because we are the dreamers of the dream. You know, we are creating the rules as we go. And we're learning, you know, we're always growing and evolving and changing, both in our businesses and in our personal lives as well. So I'm going to finish on that, my lovelies, and I'm going to send you lots and lots of love. And Liz, I know you're watching, so I'm going to give you an extra big kiss. I'm going to see you very, very soon. And yeah, and guys, check out the Witchy Business page for more updates. We're going to be live again next Monday at 2:22. Both me and Liz will be here with you all, sharing what's been coming up over the next week. And also you can check out Liz's page and my own page, Live the Magic, as well, and see what we're sharing on a day-to-day basis. And feel free to add any comments, anything that you may be looking for, anything that's coming up for you. You know, we're here to support you, so let us know and share your vulnerabilities as well. This is a safe space to do that. So check out the offers that we've got at the top of the page. We do have our in-person meetup happening in a couple of weeks in Emley, West Yorkshire. So we would love to see those of you who could make that and meet you in person and connect in person, because it's always such a fantastic energy at these kind of events. So we would love to have you there if you're able to make it. So lots and lots of love, and I shall see you very, very soon. Have a fantastic week witching in your business.